Really quick before the video begins properly, I want to give a quick shout out, a quick plug to my own Discord because this video idea came directly from discussion that was had in that Discord. So if you too want to be exploited for content or just talk to a cool guy like me more directly, feel free to join the Discord. The link is always in the pinned comment. But now that that's out of the way, we'll get into the topic proper, which is, as you've read from the title and seen from my epic thumbnail, how much money does anime make? This is a topic that I personally don't see very many people talking about. I mean, I'm not saying they don't. I'm just saying I haven't seen it. And I feel like people, for the most part, don't realize just how much money anime makes, how much money is just being pumped into this industry. And not only is it just kind of an interesting topic to talk about outright, I mean, it's just, if you're a numbers guy like me, it's just kind of like, oh, this is neat to look at all these big numbers. But the negative side of it, the scary side, is that people, for some reason, constantly excuse things like horrible CGI, even in really, really successful money making anime. And I'm not sure why people think like this. Honestly, I'm not trying to be condescending here. Sometimes, your boy can be. But I just honestly don't know the exact reason why people, for some reason or another, are more willing to forgive mistakes in anime than in other forms of media. You see movies come out, like big Marvel movies have come out, or Marvel series have come out that have had bad CGI, not very good effects, and they got ripped apart on the internet. I mean, I'm talking eviscerated. I remember when the Black Widow movie came out, people were memeing that for weeks. People were just making fun of it relentlessly. And so I don't know if the reason is because most anime fans are just racist, or I don't know if it's maybe because people can't help but see Japan as like the plucky little post nuke country that could. But today I'm here to help. I'm here to break down how much money is in anime and just how much some of these series have pulled in. And it's important to remember, again, regardless of how you feel about the little island that could, anime is not some weird indie genre. And at this point, anime is not even really a niche interest. I would say that particularly among younger people, probably 30 and below at this point, anime is incredibly popular. It is more culturally accepted than ever. Pretty much everybody who consumes media and uses the internet in modern Western style countries, or just really like first world countries, like a pretty big majority, if not all of them, watch anime to some degree. Everybody has seen an anime. Everybody's got at least one that they like. I even have friends that don't watch anime regularly and outright despise anime culture. And even they have anime that they're like, yeah, I've watched that. I like that. And even they've seen quite a few different anime. So I feel it is important to note that when you are giving money to anime in whatever regard, you are not supporting some dream filled manga author who's just trying to make his way in this world. You are giving your money to giant corporations to fuel the machine, right? It is very strange to me that for some reason people will shit on Disney for doing the exact. I shit on Disney, but I also shit on anime. Like, I mean, I gotta be fair here because they do the exact same thing. When you're giving money to anime and you're supporting anime, it's not like supporting an indie game developer by buying their shitty early access title on Steam. Like, the money goes into the pockets of executives big time. So, just how much money do they make? How much money is anime pulling in? Well, boyo, that is why we're here today. We're going to look at quite a few series' total revenue and discuss just how interesting it is. So, the first series I want to bring up is one that has a soft spot in my heart, and that is Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball has a very storied history. It's been around for a long time, so it was not surprising to me that it was pretty high up on the top earners list, right? I was surprised, however, at just how much money the Dragon Ball anime has brought in over the years. I mean, granted, there's been Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, Dragon Ball Super, it's not like one series, but still, it has brought in over 30 billion US dollars. That is Holy shit. And I'm not saying it's undeserved. I mean, Dragon Ball is very popular. You would expect popular things to make money. I'm just personally shocked at the amount that it is. And speaking of popular series, I would say that at this current point in time, 2022, the year that we in, One Piece is one of the most popular shonen around, and it has been for probably 10 plus years. Like, it's had a solid decade of consistently being a top performer in shonen anime. So, boy, was I surprised when not only, I mean, I expected it to perform worse than Dragon Ball, admittedly, because Dragon Ball just appeals in a different way. It has different marketability. It's understandable. But One Piece hasn't even made half as much as Dragon Ball. If the numbers that I was able to find online are accurate, One Piece is sitting around 14 plus billion dollars in total revenue, which again is fucking crazy. I mean, that is so much money. 14 billion dollars is a ton of money, but that's less than half of Dragon Ball. So I guess One Piece fans just are not willing to spend as much money as Dragon Ball fans. Next up, we have a series. The reason I wanted to bring up this one was because it was by far the most surprising to me, and that is Neon Genesis at 12 plus billion dollars, which um, I did not expect an anime. First of all, an anime that I've never even watched. I, you know, hate on me all you want for it, but I've never seen even one episode of it. $12 billion. I mean, again, we're at like multiple record breaking blockbuster movie releases to even get close to this number. Double digit billions attributed to one anime is crazy. I mean, I feel like a broken record, but that is so much money. Neon Genesis making 12 plus billion dollars. Wow. And then, sort of dovetailing off of my last video, which was what led to this video idea, anyways, is Bleach. Bleach has made $7.2 billion. Like, that's so much money for such a big piece of shit. And I'm a huge Bleach fan. I'm a massive Bleach fanboy. Everybody in my Discord knows I'm the rank 1 Bleach power scaler. I've got the single best comprehensive, like, top 50 Bleach strongest characters list. I mean, I like Bleach. However, I acknowledge that it is just not a very well written series. And I know what some people might be thinking here. You might be thinking, well, SquidTheCynic, these are all series that have been around for a very long time. They've been around for a decade plus, at least. Dragon Ball's been around since like 1931. That's fair. A lot of these series that I've named so far, in fact, all of them have had at least like 15 years of existence time. So, the most interesting uh, thing that I want to talk about, the most interesting series that I want to mention is Demon Slayer. So, a lot of people hate on Demon Slayer. It's very popular, which means a lot of people hate it. I've always kind of liked Demon Slayer. I've never understood why people would dislike it. I don't know anything wrong with it personally, but Demon Slayer has brought in over $9 billion already. So that means that it has already surpassed Bleach, which is crazy because $9 billion is $9 billion, but it really proves, I mean, definitively, no one can argue, anime is still bringing in massive amounts of money. If an anime like Demon Slayer, that is very recent, can skyrocket up into the rankings and make billions and billions of dollars. And I don't want people to sit there and think that I just went and looked up like the 10 most or the 10 highest grossing anime franchises of all time, and that's what I was talking about, because honestly, I didn't. Obviously, rank 1 is Pokemon. That will be rank 1 on every single list. I don't personally think it's fair to attribute Pokemon's 100 billion plus dollars to the anime, because I think probably over 90% of the money associated with the Pokemon franchise has nothing to do with the anime and probably comes from people who've never even seen it or maybe watched it like English dubbed once when they were a little kid. But I didn't talk about number 2. I didn't talk about number 4, number 5, number 7, number 10. Like, I did not just go and cherry pick the highest grossing anime series of all time. There are tons of anime that have passed that $1 billion mark. But what makes it even more interesting and in a sad way is that anime is clearly, in terms of financial viability, up there. I mean, like, it is one of the most dominant forms of media. Clearly, it's making billions and billions and billions of dollars. But I think for some reason, the fact that it ultimately comes from one person usually makes people think, oh, it's just one guy making this. Like, oh, Tite Kubo made Bleach. Like, you can't be mad at him. He making Bleach. It's like, no. And admittedly, most of this money does not, like, the authors of the manga, the creators of these series, will see like not even pennies on the dollar, right? And I personally think that's valid. I mean, really the manga author does like the least amount of work in the process, and I'm sure they're still taken care of well enough. But I that's my only theory for why this phenomenon happens, that billions of dollars are being made every single year, probably every month. And for some reason people are like, "Oh, what are you going to do? Just let them, they got to save money." Like, what do you mean save money? Billions of dollars, my guy. Like, don't save money, spend it. That is it for this video, though. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you were like, what the heck? I didn't know anime made that much money. And if you were, I'm proud of you, buddy, because now you know. I I really gotta figure out an outro because I just sitting here at the end of the video like an idiot. But I will see you guys again with another video very, very soon.